What if I told you there's a silent killer inside your body right now, and the only reason it hasn't destroyed you is because you use the bathroom every single day? Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing something strange. You can eat, drink, live normally, but you will never poop again. Not today, not next week, not ever. No pain at first, no warning alarm, just silence. Would you panic? Or would you think maybe it's not a big deal? Because here's the terrifying truth. If your body loses the ability to eliminate waste, you're not just a little constipated. You're sitting on a biological time bomb. And once the countdown starts, it doesn't stop. Close your eyes and imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, stretch, grab your phone, scroll for a minute, and something feels slightly off. Not painful, not dramatic, just different. You go about your day. You eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. The next day passes, then another. A week goes by. You realize something chilling. You haven't pooped. Not once. And somehow, you still feel okay. At first. But inside your body, a silent countdown has already begun. Because if you never poop again, your body doesn't just hold it. It starts turning against you. Let's break this down from the very first hour. Your digestive system is a perfectly timed machine. The moment you take a bite of food, your body launches a chain reaction. Saliva starts breaking down carbohydrates. Your stomach floods with acid, strong enough to dissolve metal. Muscles churn your food into a thick paste called chyme. Then it moves into the small intestine, where nutrients are absorbed into your bloodstream. Protein, fats, vitamins, all extracted and sent where they're needed. What's left behind isn't useless. It's waste. Indigestible fiber, dead cells, bacteria, biopigments, toxins your liver filtered out. That waste enters the large intestine, your colon, where water is absorbed, turning that liquid slurry into solid stool. Normally, within 24 to 72 hours, that stool exits your body. Clean cycle. Reset complete. But now imagine the exit door is locked forever. Day 1. Nothing dramatic. Your colon continues absorbing water from the waste sitting inside it. The longer it stays, the more water gets pulled out. That stool becomes drier, harder. Your colon stretches slightly to accommodate the extra mass. You might feel a little bloating, slightly uncomfortable, but you ignore it. Day 3, the pressure begins building. Your colon is not meant to store unlimited waste. It's designed for temporary holding. As stool continues to accumulate, it compresses against the intestinal walls. The water keeps getting absorbed. The waste becomes rock solid. You start feeling heavy, sluggish. Your appetite decreases. You don't feel hungry because your abdomen feels full all the time. Day 5. Now we're entering dangerous territory. The colon can stretch, but only to a point. The hardened stool forms what doctors call fecal impaction. It's no longer just constipation. It's a blockage. Fresh waste coming from your small intestine has nowhere to go. It begins piling up behind the impaction, like cars in a traffic jam with no exit ramp. Inside you, pressure rises. Your intestines start swelling. Gas produced by gut bacteria has nowhere to escape. Your abdomen visibly distends. You look pregnant. Cramps start. Sharp twisting pains as your intestinal muscles desperately try to push the blockage forward. But it won't move. Week 2, toxins begin entering the chat. Here's something most people don't realize. Your poop isn't just food leftovers. It contains waste products your body needs to eliminate. Bilirubin from broken down red blood cells, excess cholesterol, metabolic byproducts, bacteria. If that waste sits too long, some of those compounds can re-enter your bloodstream through the intestinal walls. It's called autointoxication, and while the term is debated in extreme forms, severe fecal impaction absolutely leads to systemic effects. You feel nauseated constantly. Your breath smells foul, not just bad, but putrid, because volatile compounds are being absorbed and exhaled through your lungs. Your skin starts breaking out, headaches become frequent, and then something horrifying happens. When pressure builds too high, your colon can't handle it. The walls become inflamed. Blood flow to the stretched tissue decreases. Parts of the colon may start to die, a condition called ischemic colitis. Dead tissue weakens structural integrity. If the pressure keeps increasing, the colon can literally tear, a perforation. And if your colon perforates, fecal matter spills directly into your abdominal cavity. At that point, this isn't discomfort, it's a life-threatening emergency. Bacteria flood your sterile abdominal space. Within hours, you develop peritonitis, a massive infection. Your immune system goes into overdrive. Fever spikes, blood pressure drops, organs begin failing. Without immediate surgery, death can occur within days. But let's rewind, because maybe your body tries to adapt before it gets that far. Could you survive longer if you somehow just never produced poop? That's a different scenario. Suppose your digestive system stopped creating solid waste entirely. That would mean either you absorb 100% of everything you eat, which is biologically impossible, or you stop eating. If you stop eating completely, you stop producing stool after a few days because there's no input. But then starvation begins. Within 24 hours, your body burns stored glucose. Within 2 to 3 days, it switches to fat for energy, producing ketones. After a few weeks, it starts breaking down muscle. Eventually, organs weaken, immune function collapses, death follows. So avoiding poop by avoiding food isn't survival, it's a slower countdown. But let's return to the more realistic horror. You keep eating, but you never poop. By week 3, your abdomen is severely distended. The pressure pushes upward on your diaphragm, making it hard to breathe. Even lying down feels suffocating. You vomit frequently because your digestive tract is now backing up. In extreme bowel obstruction, vomit can become fecal, meaning it smells and tastes like stool, because that's essentially what it is. That's not exaggeration. It happens in severe blockages. Your kidneys begin struggling too. The massive abdominal pressure can compress urinary structures. Dehydration worsens because your colon keeps absorbing water from trapped stool. Ironically, the longer you don't poop, the more dehydrated you become internally, even if you're drinking fluids. Electrolytes become imbalanced. Sodium, potassium. These minerals regulate heart rhythm. When they shift too far, arrhythmias can occur. Your heart may beat irregularly. You may feel dizzy, weak, confused. Now here's where it gets even darker. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, your microbiome. Under normal conditions, they help you digest food and produce vitamins like K and certain B vitamins. But when waste stagnates for too long, harmful bacteria could overgrow. The environment becomes toxic. Gas production increases dramatically. Methane, hydrogen sulfide, ammonia. These compounds irritate intestinal walls and worsen inflammation. Some bacteria can even translocate, meaning they pass through weakened intestinal lining into the bloodstream. That leads to sepsis, a full-body inflammatory response to infection. Sepsis kills millions of people every year, and something as simple as not pooping can spiral into it. You might wonder, has this ever actually happened? Yes, severe chronic constipation has led to fatal complications. There are documented cases where fecal impaction caused bowel perforation. There are patients who required emergency surgery to remove pounds of hardened stool. In extreme cases, people have had sections of their colon removed. But here's an even more terrifying twist. In rare neurological conditions, such as spinal cord injuries, people can lose the ability to control bowel movements. They require manual evacuation or medical intervention to prevent exactly this scenario. Because without assistance, the buildup can become deadly. Now imagine you ignore every warning sign. By month 1, you likely wouldn't be alive without medical treatment. The human body is resilient, but not infinitely tolerant of internal waste buildup. The longest anyone could realistically survive while continuously eating and never defecating would likely be measured in weeks, not months or years. But let's zoom out and ask a psychological question. Why does this idea feel so disturbing? Because pooping is one of the most basic, humbling human functions. We don't talk about it much. It's private, slightly embarrassing, but it's proof that our body is constantly filtering, processing, and eliminating. It's a cleansing ritual we take for granted. The moment you remove that release valve, the illusion of control disappears. Your body is not a closed system. It's a flow-through machine. Input requires output. Eat without eliminating, and the equation collapses. Now let's push this concept further into a speculative scenario. What if medical technology kept you alive artificially while you never pooped? Doctors could theoretically perform repeated surgical removals, insert tubes, create a colostomy, an opening in the abdominal wall where waste exits into a bag. In that case, technically, you're still eliminating waste, just not through the usual route. Because there is no version of human physiology where waste simply vanishes, unless you fundamentally alter biology. Imagine a futuristic genetic modification where your cells break down all waste into reusable molecules. Perfect efficiency, zero excretion. It sounds utopian. But even then, entropy wins. Metabolism produces byproducts. Cells die. Bacteria multiply. No biological system achieves 100% recycling efficiency. Waste is a universal rule of life. Even stars produce waste, heavy elements formed after fusion. Even galaxies shed matter. Elimination isn't gross, it's cosmic. So when you ask, what happens if you never poop again? The answer isn't subtle, it's catastrophic. Within days, discomfort. Within weeks, life-threatening complications. Eventually, organ failure and death. But here's the silver lining hidden inside this dark curiosity. Your body is incredibly good at preventing this from happening. The urge to poop isn't random. Stretch receptors in your rectum detect fullness and send signals to your brain. Ignoring it occasionally is fine, but chronically ignoring the urge can weaken that signaling pathway, leading to constipation. That's why hydration, fiber, movement, and responding to your body matter more than most people realize. Something as simple as drinking enough water keeps stool soft. Dietary fiber from vegetables, fruits, whole grains adds bulk and helps move waste along. Physical activity stimulates intestinal contractions. Your body evolved expecting movement, not endless sitting. And here's a strange fact to end on. The average person produces about 1 to 2 pounds of stool per day. Over a lifetime, that adds up to tons. Literal tons of waste processed and eliminated seamlessly. You rarely think about it, but it's one of the quiet miracles keeping you alive. So the next time nature calls, don't roll your eyes. Don't see it as an inconvenience. It's not just a bathroom break. It's your body completing a life-sustaining cycle. Because the alternative, a world where you never poop again, isn't just uncomfortable, it's fatal. And the scariest part, it wouldn't take long at all.